Hey, Raven here, and we are going to talk about wealthy African American entrepreneurs. All right, now please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And we're going to begin talking about Robert E. Smith. So, Robert E. Smith grew up in a middle school neighborhood. Ambitious from a young age, his parents, both PhDs in education, instilled in him virtues of hard work and education. A driven youth, while in high school, he applied for an internship at Bell Labs only to be rejected. Robert never rebuffed, called their offices every Monday until they granted him the much desired placement. Robert went on to join and graduate from Cornell University with a BS in chemical engineering, which is BS abbreviates for a bachelor degree. After a stint working at Kraft Foods and Goodyear Tire, he furthered his education at Columbia University, obtaining an MBA. Robert then ventured into Wall Street and climbed up the ranks at Goldman Sachs. He served as co-chief of the investment banking division, advising companies such as Apple and Hewlett-Packard. In 2000, Smith founded private firm Vista Equality Partners. The firm invests exclusively in software companies. Vista posts annual returns of 22% and is deemed to be one of the best firms. It is reported to have over $46 billion in assets. So we're also going to talk about how Smith also gives grants through his organization, the Second Foundation. These grants are dispersed to various organizations that focus on African American cultural preservation, entrepreneurship, music, human rights, amongst others. Intern X is an internship program assisting sophomores in getting placed in multinational companies. Those from ethnically underrepresented groups with GPSs of 2.8 and above stand a chance to participate in an 8-week summer internship. The program placement will equip students in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to obtain employment at large firms. Smith is the only African American to sign the Giving Pledge, an agreement signed by high net worth individuals, Bill and Melinda Gates, Mark and Priscilla Zuckerberg, etc. And those are some huge names. In signing the pledge, they commit to giving the majority of their wealth to various causes. According to Forbes, Robert Smith is the wealthiest African American and places his 2019 net worth at $5 billion. All right, and then we're going to talk about Don Pebbles. All right, so Pebbles, the founder and CEO of Pebbles Corporation, runs a billion-dollar real estate powerhouse. This African-American company boasts of real estate portfolio estimated over $5 billion. Pebbles Corp owns luxury developments in major cities across the United States. Dunn has achieved what most can only dream of: luxury hotels, commercial properties, and residential high-rises in Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and now Boston. He and his wife recently hosted a charity benefit for Give Back for special equestrians at their Hampton residence. Forbes estimates Dunn's net worth in 2015 at more than $700 million. Dunn forayed into politics as a high school intern, serving various United States representatives, and he was a Democrat, an active participant in political arena as an activist for social justice and women. He fundraised for both the Clinton and Obama presidencies. He also served on President Obama's National Finance Committee twice. Dunn chaired the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation from 2015 to 2017 after consultation with ex-mayor Bloomberg's pollsters and Obama's aides. Pebbles plans to run for mayor in New York really soon. All right, now we're going to start talking about Quentin Primo III. So Quentin Primo is the CEO of Capri Capital Partners. Quentin is the leader of what is regarded as one of the largest African American real estate investment management firms. Quentin firm manages $4 billion in domestic and international commercial real estate assets. A high achiever and regular on CNBC, Quentin is lauded as being a pioneer investor in markets and as South Central Los Angeles. Capri Global launched in 2013 in partnership with Money Matters Financial Services Limited, India. Today is known as Capri Global Capital Limited. Primo is famous for the philanthropy, having founded the Primo Center for Women and Children in West Side Chicago. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to Ulysses L. Bridgman Jr., and he's known as Junior. Bridgman begins investing in fast food franchises while still a basketball player in the Los Angeles Lakers. During the offseason, he would study Wendy's business models. On his retirement from the NBA, he invested in Wendy's and Chili's and eventually owned over 100 restaurants. Now, how many of you guys visits Wendy's and how many of you guys visits Chili's? Now, if you just think about it, he owns a hundred of those restaurants. So you might have been the one that he's owned. He eventually sold them in 2016, and in 2017, you still began purchasing bottling companies in Canada, which he still holds. All right, then we're going to go ahead and move on to David Stewart. David lived in Missouri during the segregated 60s. He recalls being unable to swim at the public swimming pool school. Thankfully, his Christian mother encouraged him not to become bitter. The lessons that he learned during those tense years, including being hospitable to homeless people who dropped by, helped him become the giver that he is today. Stewart saved up money from 2 auditioning projects. In 1990, armed with an investment of $250,000, he launched the worldwide technology and IT company. WWT offers various services and products to both government and private organizations. The United States federal government, Citi, and Verizon are among their top clients, which are 2 huge companies. Citi is huge and Verizon is huge. Stewart and his wife, Thema, give through their foundation established in 2013. According to IRS records in 2016, the David and Thema Stewart Foundation had $15.9 million in revenue and $8.5 million in expenses. That's a lot. Their foundation gives towards education, arts, and quality of life improvement. The couple, who are jazz affiliated, also donated $1.3 million to the University of Missouri St. Louis. The university, in turn, promises to establish the David and Thema Stewart Institute for Jazz Studies. It's really cool. So in 2019, David Stewart is number 745 on Forbes' list of global billionaires with a net worth of $3 billion. That's a lot. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Janice. So Janice founded Act One Group in 1978. It has grown in an employment agency and consulting. She is celebrated for being the first African American woman to establish and run a company with earns more than $1 billion annually. That's a lot. So Janice's journey began in 1976 when she moved from her hometown, North Carolina, to Los Angeles, California. With only $900 in her pocket and a phone, she founded Act One. She marketed herself and her company through friends, effectively utilizing the power of word of mouth networking, which we do have another article on tjtrue.com talking about how important networking is. Her clients receive top-notch consultancy and unmatched services, leading Act One to the top of the game. In 2019, Forbes magazine lists her as having a net worth of $390 million. And then we're going to go ahead and go to our last black entrepreneur. That's Damon John. Damon John is better known as a venture capitalist on ABC's highly ranked TV show Shark Tank, which is a great show. He was an entrepreneur from first grade, what With selling customized pencils to his classmates, his love for business led him to launch his famous clothing line, FUBU. Everyone knows FUBU, which means for us, by us, in 1989. Damon's mother twice mortgaged her home to finance FUBU. With her guidance, he learned how to sew and sell clothes, marketing the garments to his initial customers, rappers, and the hip-hop community was not an easy task. And all of you guys know this rapper. He's one of the first hip-hop rappers to be a billionaire. This is Jay-Z. He was a huge supporter of FUBU. Damon currently opened a brand management consulting company, the Shark Group, and his CEO and founder of Blueprint Co., a creative incubator. As a shark investor, Damon invested in Bomba Socks, the company that donates one pair of socks for every pair. The socks are distributed to homeless shelters across the USA. He also donates to various charities, mostly in New York, where he was born and raised. For more information, media information estimates Damon's net worth at $250 million. So, at the bottom in the description box, like how we always do, you guys, we are going to leave links on all of the Black entrepreneurs that we talked about today. And I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I love talking about African American entrepreneurs, and you know, hopefully this inspires you to open up something on your own. And this is Raven from tjtrue.com, and thanks for watching.